You wake up in a metal coffin. Not a real coffin, but close enough. Your rack is stacked 3 high, bolted to the bulkhead of an aircraft carrier somewhere in the middle of the Pacific. The air smells like jet fuel and cleaning chemicals. The hum of the ship never stops. It vibrates through your skull even when you sleep. You're Navy, and today is the same as yesterday, the same as the day before that. You work 12-hour shifts in the engine room, surrounded by pipes hot enough to burn skin off bone. The noise is deafening. You wear ear protection, but it doesn't help. Everything here is designed to break you down slowly. The heat, the repetition, the isolation. You haven't seen land in 2 months. There's no privacy, no silence. You eat in shifts, sleep in shifts, work in shifts. The only thing that changes is the ocean outside, and you don't even see that. You're too far below deck. You exist in a machine, and you are part of that machine. If you stop, something breaks. If something breaks, people die. But nothing is happening. Not yet. Then the call comes over the intercom. General quarters. All hands. You don't know what it means, but you move. Everyone moves. The ship transforms in minutes. What was routine becomes razor sharp. The flight deck roars to life. Jets launch into the night sky, one after another, their engines screaming. You don't know where they're going. You don't need to know. Your job is to keep the ship running. And you do. Because somewhere out there, beyond the horizon, someone else is waiting. You're a Marine now. You're packed below deck on an amphibious assault ship, shoulder to shoulder with 60 other men. The air is thick and sour. Sweat, gun oil, adrenaline. You've been sitting here for hours, waiting for the green light. Your rifle is across your lap. Your gear weighs more than 80 pounds. Every breath feels like work. No one talks much. You think about the briefing. Beach landing, hostile territory. Expect contact immediately. Expect resistance. Expect casualties. They didn't say how many. They never do. You've trained for this 1,000 times. But training doesn't prepare you for the feeling in your chest right now. The tightness, the weight, the certainty that in less than an hour, you might be dead. The ramp drops. Light floods in. The sound of the ocean. The smell of salt and diesel. You stand. You move. You don't think. Thinking gets you killed. You follow the man in front of you. You trust the man behind you. That's all there is. You hit the beach running. Sand kicks up around your boots. You hear gunfire. Distant, then close. You don't stop. You can't stop. You push forward because that's what Marines do. First to fight. First in. Always. You don't know if the guy next to you made it. You don't look back. You keep moving. Now you're Army. You're a cavalry scout in a light armored vehicle, rolling through a dirt road in a country that doesn't want you here. It's been 3 weeks since you slept more than 4 hours straight. Your eyes burn. Your back aches. You scan the road ahead through the scope, looking for anything that doesn't belong. An overturned tire, a fresh pile of dirt, a wire. One mistake and everyone in this convoy dies. Your hands shake from exhaustion, but you don't lower the scope. You've seen what an IED does to a vehicle. You've seen what's left of the people inside, so you keep looking. You keep scanning. You keep your finger near the trigger and your mind locked in. Because out here, there's no front line. There's no safe zone. Every road is a battlefield. If you're still with me, hit that like button. This story's just getting started. You're not on the ground anymore. You're sitting in a climate-controlled room in Nevada, 10,000 miles away from the war. There are no windows, just screens. 6 of them glowing in the dark. Your hands rest on a controller that looks like it belongs to a video game, but this isn't a game. You're Air Force, and you're flying a drone over the same convoy that Scout is riding in. You see everything. The feed is crystal clear. High definition. Real time. You watch the convoy crawl forward, dust trailing behind each vehicle. You see the Scout leaning out, scanning. You see the tire on the side of the road. You see the wire buried in the dirt. He doesn't see it yet, but you do. You zoom in. Enhance. Mark the target. You send the coordinates to command. 30 seconds later, you get clearance. You don't hesitate. You press the button. The screen flashes white. When the dust clears, the IED is gone. The convoy rolls through. No one inside knows how close they came. No one knows you just saved their lives. You'll never meet them. They'll never know your name. You log the strike. You file the report. You clock out. Then you drive home, pick up groceries, and eat dinner with your family. You don't tell them what you did today. You don't tell anyone. They wouldn't understand. How do you explain that you killed someone before lunch and picked up your kid from school after? This is modern warfare. It doesn't always look like war. Now you're floating. Not literally, but close. You're sitting in a dark room again, but this time there's no drone feed, no explosions, no dust, just lines of code, satellite telemetry, signal analysis, data streams that most people would never understand. You're Space Force, and you're fighting a battle no one will ever see. Someone just tried to jam a communications satellite, not with a missile, not with a weapon you can touch, with a signal, a hostile transmission designed to blind the network. If it works, every unit on the ground loses contact. Every drone goes offline. Every mission stops. You have 6 minutes to stop it. Your fingers move across the keyboard. You isolate the frequency, trace the source, reroute the signal through a backup node. You're not shooting. You're not even moving. But if you fail, people die. Missions collapse. Wars are lost. You don't fail. The signal stabilizes. The network holds. Somewhere halfway across the world, a commander gets the intel he needs. A pilot receives new orders. A convoy changes route just in time. None of them know it was you. But it was. You lean back in your chair. Your shift isn't over. There's always another threat. Another signal. Another invisible attack. Space isn't empty. It's crowded. And it's a battlefield now. The war has moved beyond the ground. Beyond the sky. It's in the space between satellites. In the frequencies no one hears. In the data no one sees. And you're the one holding it together. Now you're home. Not deployed, not overseas. You're back in your hometown, living your normal life. You work a regular job. You go to the gym. You see your friends on weekends. But you're still military. You're National Guard. And tonight, your phone rings. It's not a war. It's a hurricane. Category 4. Entire towns are underwater. Power is out. Roads are destroyed. People are trapped in their homes, in their cars, on their roofs. The governor just activated your unit. You grab your gear. You don't get to say no. You signed up for this. Not just for foreign wars. For this. For home. Don't forget to subscribe, because the final part hits harder than you think. You arrive in the disaster zone before the sun comes up. The streets are rivers. Cars are flipped on their sides. Trees are snapped in half like toothpicks. You see a house with its roof torn off. Furniture floating in the yard. A child's bike stuck in a fence. This isn't combat, but it's just as deadly. Your unit moves through the water in high-clearance vehicles going door to door. You knock, you shout, you listen. Sometimes you hear a voice, sometimes you hear nothing. You break down doors. You wade through chest-deep water. You carry people out, elderly, injured, terrified. One woman won't leave without her dog. You go back in. You find the dog hiding under a collapsed table, shaking. You grab it. You carry it out. The woman cries. Thanks you. Hugs the animal like it's her child. You nod. You don't say much. You're already moving to the next house. You work for 16 hours straight. No breaks, no sleep, just water, mud, and people who need help. This is what the National Guard does. You're not overseas fighting enemies. You're here, protecting your own. Neighbors, families, communities. Some soldiers never see combat, but they see suffering, and they stop it. You sit in the back of a truck, soaked and exhausted. The sun is setting, the storm has passed. Your unit is loading up to move to the next town. You look out at the wreckage, homes destroyed, lives shattered. But people are alive, because you were there. You think about the carrier sailor living in that steel box for months. You think about the Marine hitting the beach under fire. You think about the Army scout scanning roads for bombs. You think about the Air Force operator watching from the sky. You think about the Space Force analyst holding the network together. And you think about yourself, soaked in floodwater, pulling strangers from their homes. None of you do the same job, but you're all part of the same mission. This is what it's like to be in the U.S. military. It's not one story. It's not one uniform. It's not one battlefield. It's the sailor who never fires a shot, but keeps the ship running. It's the Marine who runs into hell because someone has to go first. It's the soldier who stares at roads for hours, because one missed detail means death. It's the pilot who kills from a chair and goes home to a quiet suburb. It's the analyst who fights in silence, in signals, in code. It's the guardsman who saves lives not from enemy fire, but from nature's wrath. Some serve on ships, some in deserts, some in the sky, some in space, some at home, some fight enemies, some fight disasters, some fight exhaustion, isolation, fear. But they all serve the same flag. They all take the same oath. They all sacrifice something: time, safety, normalcy, peace of mind. And most of them never get recognized for it. There's no parade for the sailor in the engine room, no medal for the drone operator who saved a convoy, no headlines for the guardsman who carried a stranger's dog through floodwater. But without them, the system breaks. Without them, missions fail, people die, wars are lost. This is the truth about military service. It's not about glory. It's not about being a hero. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. It's about showing up, doing your job, and trusting that everyone else is doing theirs. Because that's how nations survive. That's how wars are won. That's how people come home. And that's what it's like to be in every branch of the US military. Different roles, different battles, different sacrifices. But one mission, one team, one nation. If this story hit you, like and subscribe, because there's more where this came from.